Sorry, I didn't know it went live already. Well, hey everybody. Hey William, nice to see you. Ah, Mr. Star, good morning. Welcome everyone. So happy to see you all here. Well, how is everyone? Miss Silver Scribe is here. Hello, my dear Silver Scribe. Namiria is here. Hey, Namiria. Well, so happy you're all here today. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. I'm so excited to see you all. I cannot believe this is actually happening. 500 subs. It's so crazy. I've been kind of just in awe all morning. Justin! Hey, Justin! Long time no see. Hey. Again, I'm super excited for everyone to be here. I cannot believe there's already 7 people here. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Well, 500 subs. Can you guys believe it? That is nuts, isn't it? Brian's here. Hey, Brian. Hey. So exciting. Well, again, thank you all for being here. I've just been absolutely like in awe that this number is even a thing. So we are going to be doing questions today. So what I thought we would do is I would do all of the questions that I had gotten, and then if you guys have any other ones, maybe we can do that too, if that sounds cool with all of you. Hey, Frosty! And Spectre! Hey, Spectre! Thank you, Spectre. That's very nice of you. Yes, Paul. You're always going to be Frosty to me, Paul. Well, so how is everyone? Everyone doing well? Tell me, what is everyone up to on this Black Friday? Did anybody go shopping? I did not. I would never do that. Oh, wow. Hi, Ollie. Hey, Ollie. Presence of greatness right there. The one and only Criminale. Wow, there's already 10 people here. Oh my god. Did anyone go shopping this morning or like brave that kind of madness? I've never done it. I don't want anything that badly at all. Oh, William. Oh, yeah, I saw you got your new laptop. That's cool. That is awesome. I'm glad. I know you've been wanting one for a while. And now you can do your book I saw in 2023. All right. Well, guys, I've been dying to get to these questions. So let's dive in with a question. Because, boy, do we have some doozies. And because I am old, I just screenshot all of them. Oh, hey! Hola! Big Hard Books and Classics. Yeah, Nam, seriously, no way. Like, I don't want anything that badly. There is nothing that exists on this planet that I would want that badly. All right. So what I think I'll do is perhaps we'll start with the ones from YouTube, because that's where most of them were from. Oh, let's see. Spectre, doing great, working at the group home today, just chilling out, watching soccer and eating sweets. Cool. You work at a group home? That's cool, Spectre. I did a lot of stuff with group homes back in the day. Yes, Alan. Yeah, I have a real bad tendency sometimes just to call you by your channel name. So, awesome. All right. So, like I said, I think we'll start with the ones from YouTube first. And boy, are there some fun ones. All right. So, let's start with like a good, just basic question. This is from Amir, and he said, what motivated you to start a booktube channel? I've mentioned this like in the past. It's literally just I wanted to scream into the void and see who screamed back. I wish there was more to it than that, but that's really all it was. I just wanted to scream into the void and see who screamed back. And I've been incredibly blessed that so many amazing people have screamed back. I cannot, daily in awe of the fact that so many people have screamed back. Like, it's crazy. 500 of you, 500 of you have screamed back. That's so, so cool. Frosty said West Virginia or Kentucky. West Virginia, baby, all the way. All the way. Yeah, I'm a transplant to Kentucky. I'm always going to be West Virginian. Yeah, the Mothman misses me. All right, let's see. So yeah, that's essentially it. That was really the only reason to start a BookTube channel, is like nobody read the weird shit I did. Nobody wanted to talk about the weird shit that I wanted to talk about. And I can't believe there's 500 of you that actually do. So, and I'm very, very, very just blown away by that fact. So, all right, Monster Blood. You know, I was going to say Austin's channel, Monster Blood. I mentioned him in a video that isn't up yet, but he has a really underrated channel. He really is. He's a smart guy. He's a smart guy. Like, those of you who have never like given Monster Blood's channel a chance, like thinking it's just Goosebumps stuff, you really should go over there. He really makes a lot of really good points. As evidenced by this question, was there an impactful book you read growing up, transitioning from children's lit to adult lit, or the first YA or young adult novel that really shocked or surprised you? I mean, that's such a well thought out question. Like, I would never have thought to ask that. Oh my gosh, there's 15 of you. Thank you so much for joining us. A book that transitioned that shocked me, the first thing that I thought of, because I did try not to research a bunch of these questions. I had to a few of them because y'all are just asking the hard-hitting stuff. There was probably the first book that shocked the hell out of me was Bridge to Terabithia. Yeah. Bridge to Terabithia probably broke me as a child. I think I was around 10 or 11 when I read that, and it was probably, at least to me, it's the first time I ever, I guess, experienced death, like a real tragic death. Up until that point, it had been animals, like Bambi and shit. But Bridge to Terabithia was hardcore back then, and I think I remember that being like the first real hard book that young me read. I guess that was the first one that jumped to mind anyway. Let's see. Spectre, do you reread books? I read that as, do you read books? I thought you were being funny. If so, what's your favorite book or series to reread? I don't reread Spectre. I'm sorry. I really don't. It's nothing against rereading. I just don't reread. It's just not in my blood. There's just too much new stuff out there that I want to read, and I don't have time to reread old stuff. So, yeah, I just don't. Oh, Bad is Right is here. Hey, hey. Oh, Anthony. Thank you, Anthony. Awesome. Anthony, forever doing tags in my comments. I love it. Thank you, Bad is Right. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you to say. I'm so glad you're back. Oh, thank you, Gloria. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming by, too. Reverend Brother Mothman, he's now a rival preacher, so he's in hiding. Okay, yeah, sure, we'll go with that. I'd sit under a sermon by him. So yeah, I guess to answer Austin's question, yeah, it would probably be like Bridge to Terabithia was probably the first one that really just leapt out at me as like, oh my God, we're not Kansas anymore kind of books. Yeah. All right, let's see. Oh, Kat Novels Adventures. Those of you who watch Slime and Slashers, she just started a channel, but Kat is the one that usually joins Kelsey for like their talks, like Stephen King and movies and stuff. So yeah, she's new to BookTube in a way, but not really, because she's experienced on Kelsey's channel. All right, so she said, what's the story behind the name of your channel? You know, I think I've only addressed this in a comment. I want to say David asked me once. I've always liked the name PAX. It means peace. And in my head, when I was thinking about like, what's the opposite of peace, I came up with panic. And hence the panic room was born. So yeah, I've always liked the name PAX. It means peace. And the opposite of peace is panic. And both of those will drive you batshit insane. Hence my channel. So, oh, hey, we were just talking about you, Austin. Hey. Let's see. Oh, Bad is Right. Hello, everyone. Any coffee, but I wouldn't miss PAX Live. Oh, well, you can go get your coffee. I'll still be here. We got tons of questions, like crazy amounts of questions that I didn't think anybody would want to know about me. So yeah, go grab your coffee. All right. So, what name behind your channel? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I just like PAX. I think it rolls off the tongue well. I think it kind of sort of fits me, and and the opposite is panic. So, and the double consonants, kind of like Bond girly, right? Isn't that a thing? Don't all the Bond girls have like the same first and last initial? I'm probably making that up. I never watched Bond. What the hell am I talking about? I heard Mothman is hunting chicken for KFC for Louisville, Kentucky. Oh, what the hell? All right. Let's see here. Oh, let's do Bad as Rad's question. What is the best advice or life lesson that stuck with you that you kept? This is probably the one that I had to think of the most. I'll be honest. Leave it to Bad as Rad because she's creative like that. And there's a lot, but I wanted to try and pick out like a piece of advice that I think people would benefit from. And the one that I think is the most beneficial is not everyone is going to love you exactly the way you think love should be defined. The sooner you realize that people can only love you to the extent that they are aware or that they were loved, I think the better off you'll be. That's just me. I know maybe for some of you it's like, well, duh. But I think that in our head we think like love has this definition, and it doesn't. It doesn't for everyone. Everyone defines it differently. And I think the sooner you realize that people can only love you to the degree that they have been loved, that they define that word, the better off you'll be. That's my opinion. And it was super helpful for me. I hope it's helpful for one of y'all. I love KFC. I don't, but hey, it's super popular. And it's how most of the world knows the state of Kentucky. So but yeah, so let's see here. Oh, thank you, Alan. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It's true. It's true. I've always thought that that was super helpful. That the sooner you realize that, the better off you'll be. Is there anyone else in your family also? No, no, not at all. Not a single soul. I'm crazy. Don't listen to me, girl. Appreciate it, though. Thanks for answering. Of course. Of course. I'm always going to answer. I'm answer every single one of these questions. Some of them might not be great answers, but I'm going to do it. William's question, since you like poetry, have you tried songwriting? No. William, you know how you like birds? Like, there wouldn't be a single bird left if I tried to sing. Yeah, my twang doesn't translate well to that. No, I have not tried songwriting. I've barely tried poetry. I leave that up to the talents of the likes of Nim. Yeah, they're the ones whose poems you want to read, not mine. So, no, I've never tried songwriting. Let's see. Michelle's Melancholia. Oh my gosh. Wonderful channel. Wonderful channel. If you guys don't know who Michelle is, you got to check her out. If you are a horror fan at all, she's such a cool channel. Her editing is crazy. Like, she's been around for like 12 seconds and her editing is just out there. It's amazing. It's so good. And when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? I've always wanted to be a teacher. Really. When I was a kid, I always had these ideas of like having a big dusty office and me with my glasses and my stacks of books and my students and all that. Like, I guess I always thought it would be college, though. I think I always thought I would be a college professor because I like the talking and I like the back and forth. So I guess I always wanted to be a teacher. Let's see here. I don't want to get too far behind on the comments. Pax, do you play a musical instrument? No, I do not. My brother got all the talent for that. So no, I have no talent for that. I tried guitar at one point, but it's not in my blood to play anything. What's your goal for 2023? How many books? Don't set them. I don't set them. I know that's shocking looking at me. I don't set goals like that. I just read whatever the hell I want, honestly. I don't ever set anything like that. I barely keep track of it on Goodreads. I think if you guys follow me on Goodreads, I updated like 5 or 6 books last week, I want to say, because I don't keep up with that kind of thing. I'm just like, oh, that looks cool. I'll read that. Whoops, I should probably put this on Goodreads. Yeah. It's not for lack of want. It's just I don't think like that. I just read the book, honestly. So yeah. I've been enjoying Michelle's channel. Yeah, honestly, Gloria, her channel is great. I loved it. I love every video she puts out. She does such a good job. And I look back at my old videos and I'm like, wow, that sucks. And she can't say that because all of her stuff is so good. William, you think you'd lose subscribers if you sing in a video? Yeah. Yeah, I think the police would be called if I sang in a video, William. Let's see. Okay, I had to go back and listen to you answer my question. That's cool. That's cool. Your question was really good. So, yeah, Bridge to Terabithia was a great book, very emotional. Yeah, it was the first one that I remember really hitting me hard, like in every way. And I really, when I was thinking about that, I think it's because it's the first time that I experienced like the death of a human character, because we have like all these animal characters, like the one I said, Bambi. That was like a traumatic thing, or Charlotte's Web. But those are animals, and I think Bridge to Terabithia was one of the first ones that it was a human for me. So that is right. You can call your classroom Panic Room of Poetry. Yeah, I think my students would be shocked. Oh, Namiria, what kind of yoga do you teach? I teach a lot of different styles. Vinyasa is the super popular one, but my actual training is in Hatha yoga, and it's a Sanskrit Hatha, like sun and moon, which is just a really fancy way of saying the general shit. Uh, it's like Hatha yoga, but they don't have the th sound in that language. So Hatha, yeah. So again, it's just a really fun, fancy way of saying the general one that encompasses everything, sun and moon. We watched Bridge to Terabithia movie with my son. He was about 7 and had no idea what was coming. I know the movie actually wasn't terrible. It really wasn't. The movie wasn't terrible. Yeah, I've seen the movie too. It had had a good vibe going. I thought it captured the vibe of the book really well. Worst and best book you've read. We might have to come back to that one. I worst book. I said I wasn't going to do this. I said I was going to do the questions that I had first. Who cares, right? The worst book, probably one of the Garbagas books. Shout out to Ollie. But usually my mind goes to the Ruins. I hated the Ruins characters, and they practically ruined that book for me. Honestly, they were so stupid. But really, Satan's Manor. No, Baphomet's Meteor. Baphomet's Meteor during Garbagas. That was awful. Probably because, okay, I said in the video, but I'm going to say it again. It has a Baphomet on the front. You guys know if you've been around here for any length of time, I got a thing for demons. And yeah, the Baphomet shows up like 3 times in that entire book. The ending was awful. I don't even care if I'm going to spoil it for you. The ending was terrible. His death was the worst death that I've ever read about. It was the prime example of show, don't tell in that book. It was awful. It was so bad. So bad. Criminale, you should totally read it. Oh, Fabric and Fables. Hey! No, you're fine. You're fine. I didn't even know it had started because I didn't put my stupid thing on loop. So you're cool. You're fine. We're just chilling, answering questions. I didn't know you did hot. Yeah, I've been doing yoga for 18 years. 18 years, I think now. Long time. I'm old as hell. I want to do Garbagas. How does the person join? You got to talk to Mr. Criminale about that one. It's just his events, and it was really fun. And I was really, really blessed that he asked me to be a part of that. I was so shocked, and it's still one of the most fun things I've ever done. So, yeah, Mr. Criminale, don't worry, it's coming around again. Yeah, I remember you talking about that one. It was so bad. God, it was bad. And I finished it because, can't DNF. And I got to the end like, oh my God, this is awful. Even his death was bad. How do you screw up killing a Baphomet? And they did. They totally did. I was shocked by the religion talk in Bridge to Terabithia since I went to Sunday school, had the book read to me in the 5th grade. Really? That's interesting. That is very interesting. Yeah. No, there's a lot of deep stuff for a kid's book, which you find that that's the case in a lot of kids' books, actually. Thank you, Fabric and Fables. Thank you. I still cannot believe we're at this number. I can't even believe I'm sitting here right now. It's crazy. Oh my gosh. And never in 1,000,000,000 years did I think that this would happen. I really didn't. By the way, I'm in the middle of reading Lurking in the Dark. Your story was great. Oh, love the perspective of the dog. Thank you. Thank you. Also, yours was awesome too. Yours was great. Very good. That's yet another reason why I was telling people, like, I think if people have seen your channel and think, oh, it's Goosebumps, it's kids, they really need to give you a shot because you're not just Goosebumps. Like, you really do make some excellent, very well thought out, intelligent points in your videos, Austin. You really do. Ah, she says, morning, Ollie. Actually, for you, Ollie, what is it? It's like afternoon, I think. I think so. I'm terrible with the UK time. Grape Jelly Library. Oh, long time doing yoga. Congrats on 500. Thank you, Grape Jelly. Thank you. Yeah, yoga snapped me up in college, and it just took me from there. How am I not surprised? Ollie's the king of neat challenges, community fun. He is, and Garbaugust was perfect. Yeah, no other challenge has ever made me crawl into a trash can for a video. But I did it. I did it for Ollie. Oh yeah, it's nearly 4 p.m. See, I was close. I was close. I'm good. Oh my God, there's 20 of you people here. Oh my gosh. Sorry, squirrel. Yeah, nearly 4 p.m. I see. I'm good with Asian time zones. I'm not good with UK time zones yet. Oh, Erie's here. Hey, Erie. Was born in West Virginia too. Any thoughts on the Flatwoods Monster? You mean this guy? Yes, I know all about the Flatwoods Monster. I picked this up in Flatwoods, West Virginia. For those of you who don't know, this is the supposed alien that landed in Flatwoods, West Virginia, way back when. Was it the 70s, Erie? I think it was the 70s. I'm pretty sure. I think it was the 70s. I might be getting that wrong. I know it was before I was born. But yeah, yeah, I know all about the Flatwoods Monster. I did a video, kind of, sort of, on the Flatwoods Monster last Christmas. I did 2 cryptid Christmas videos. One was on the Mothman, one was on Flatwoods Monster. Yeah, that's so cool you mentioned that. Were you born in Flatwoods, Erie? You don't have to say that. You don't have to say that on the stream. Gloria, at work, my headphones are dying. Oh, that's okay. That's okay, Gloria. Thank you for coming by. Have fun at work. I've already worked today myself, so I feel you. God, I hope you're not doing retail. Oh, I really hope you're not doing retail. If you are, our prayers are with you. Oh, yeah, William, are you back in Indonesia? I know you were traveling. Are you back in Indonesia now? Let's see. Yay, some alien talk. Nim? Nim, we're not talking about those kind of aliens. We're not talking about those big-eyed ones. Those things scare the life out of me. They still give me the like chills. Ugh. I don't like those. I don't like those big-eyed aliens. That was the thing for me. I hated those as a kid. Oh, MJ's here. Hey, MJ. Thank you for coming. Oh, Erie was 1950s. Okay. All right. I knew it was before I was born. Yeah, 1950s. Okay, cool. Thank you. Everybody's saying hello to MJ. Oh, cool. Okay, William. Yeah, I know you were traveling back in Indonesia. Cool. All right, let's hop into another question. We just did Nim's question about yoga. Oh, book, songs, and other magic. Okay, Gareth. You got Gareth. Gareth is going to show up in December on my channel. Fingers crossed. If you think hard enough about it, you might figure out where. What are you most excited about with your plans for next year with regard to reading or your channel? This is kind of like the same thing that I believe was an ask. Or no, I think it was Paul that asked. Just don't plan. Really don't. The most planning that I do is like I'll see something cool and say, oh, I want to do that. I don't. I really don't plan much. I just don't. I plan everything else in my life. My channel is my one place where I can be like, hey, let's do this. Hey, I'm gonna look like this today. And I like that. I always want to keep that here. So yeah, the word plan doesn't really go well with PAX. Oh, good, Gloria. Just office work. Cool. I'm glad. I'm glad it's not retail. I know today is like hell for retail people. So, thank you. Thank you so much, MJ. You are such a just wonderful light for everyone. You're just so awesome. You really are. If I don't even have to tell all of you here. I know you all know MJ. I would say go subscribe, but I know all of you already subscribed. Now I have to find out about the Flatwoods Monster. Cool. Look up that and the Mothman. Look up do the Mothman first, and then look up. Yeah, those are 2 of my favorites. But yeah, definitely Flatwoods Monster. This is supposed to be the like rendition of him. This thing is old. It's just a little like handmade deal that I picked up when I was there. But this is supposed to be the alien that they saw. Yeah. So, let's see. Flatwoods Monster got no curves. What the hell? I like your style. Not much of a planner either. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I'm glad that everyone is here for the chaos. All right. MJ is our cheerleader. Yes, absolutely she is. One of the best, too. I love the spontaneity as well. Planning future as far in advance just takes the fun out of it for me. Absolutely it does. Yeah, absolutely it does. Honestly, like if you want to constitute it as planning, like if I go to like a library sale or something, I'll see a book like from my little libraries and be like, oh, I'm going to do that for a little library. But I don't really call that planning. I just don't call that planning. Will do. All right. Next question. We did Gareth's question. Oh, Stephanie Thoughts. Yes. Okay. Stephanie Thoughts channel. Favorite Goosebumps book. Monster Blood. You might have to help me out with this. Kidding. My favorite Goosebumps stuff was always the Blind of the Living Dummy series. I had all of them. Well, I had up through 3. I'm sure there's more than that now, but I had Night of the Living Dummy 1, 2, and 3 as a kid, and I always loved that series. But there were a few that I liked. I liked the. Is it Say Cheese and Die? I liked Say Cheese and Die with the camera. I also liked that episode, which she asks later on. She says, favorite Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark episode? I've seen the Goosebumps episodes as an adult. I liked the Say Cheese and Die one. And I'm going to be real controversial here. I don't see the draw of the Haunted Mask. I said it. I know the Haunted Mask is like widely loved and it was fine, but I don't see the the big attraction. Like, okay, cool. Yeah, it's a mask you can't take off. Terrifying, but there were so much better storylines, I thought. Austin, jump in. Let's see. Well, okay. I see Fabric and Fables has a question. Let me finish this one because squirrel brain. Favorite episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? All right. I hope you guys have a snack. I'm kidding. There are so many good ones. There was one that me and my brother watched that scared the living shit out of us. It was these 2 kids, and I don't know any of these names. I don't know any of these titles, obviously. There were these 2 kids, and they get invited to this floor of their apartment building. And they're put through these like tests because it's a toy factory and it's so uncanny valley it's not even funny. I mean, even as a kid you're like something's messed up with these adults, and then it gets to the end. Spoilers, this show is from the 90s. I don't give a crap. It's from the 90s. It's past now. I'm going to tell you. So at the end they escape, the boy and girl, the brother and sister, and they go to her room, and then the TV gets all static, and one of the adults comes on and is like, oh, we left you here as a baby. And then her face just goes stark white. She looks like a mannequin, like from a store, like a mannequin. And the boy, it like closes in on the boy's face. He's like, wow, that's really weird. And the camera pans to the girl and she's got the white face because now you find out that they left her here and she was raised as a human and all. And the boy just runs out screaming, and that's the end of the episode. Scared the living shit out of me and my brother. Loved it. Loved it. But there's just so many good episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark. There's one about a radio station that the dead can hear. And again, these are spoilers. The show is from the 90s. It's as old as I am. So I'm not apologizing for the spoilers. But it has Gilbert Gottfried in it. And he runs this radio station that the dead show up, and that's how they cross to the other side. Loved that episode too. And that one never gets talked about. I loved that episode. And it was really deep for a kid's show because I distinctly remember Gilbert Gottfried at the end talking about because the boy sees some people go screaming into the afterlife and some people walk in calmly. And he was like, why isn't this guy scared? He's like, well, if you've lived not a good life, it's not a bad thing. And if you think about it, that was a kid's show. There were 8-year-olds watching that. That's kind of deep, but that was a good episode too. See, I knew when I read this that question was going to get a lot of airtime. All right, Fabric and Fables. Where did you learn to knit, crochet? I can't knit. I can crochet, and I just learned by watching YouTube videos because I woke up one day and was like, hey, I want to know how to crochet. So that's how I learn new stitches, is I just look it up on YouTube. Usually I don't even say I want to learn a new stitch. It's usually wow, I want to make that and it requires this stitch. So then I have to go learn that stitch and go from there. So yeah, I just learned by watching YouTube videos. How dare you, the Haunted Mask is gold. I know, it's a hot take. It's a hot take. It's not bad. I really don't see the The overwhelming attraction. Oh, hey Priscilla. Thanks for stopping in. Let's see. Okay, here. The Haunted Mask is really good, but I understand the perspective of finding it a bit overrated. There are better entries in the franchise for sure. Thank you. See, now I feel validated. I feel validated because Monster Blood is the go-to. So if he says that, I feel so much better. Let's see. Oh, William says, I like The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. I've heard that one. Yeah. I don't know if that was one I read as a kid, though. None of the Goosebumps books scared me, but they have an indescribable charm about them. They do. They do. I loved them. I mean, talk about a horror gateway drug. Am I right? I mean, that and Are You Afraid of the Dark? I mean, it's no wonder that I was a weird kid. It's no wonder I'm a weird adult. Oh, thank you, Ollie. Thank you. I'm so glad you came. Everyone's saying bye to Ollie. Okay, Kenny. What a pickle to be you, walking around town bringing spring wherever you go. That's really sweet. Thank you, Kenny. That's nice of you to say. Here, I'm sure you're frequently battling to get your contacts out of your eyes. A haunted mask is nothing. Erie, I didn't even think of it like that. I'm actually not terrible at getting contacts in and out, so that's awesome. I didn't even think about that, Erie. That is just perfect. The green light will attract a swamp monster. Well, I like monsters, so he can chill out here. All right, let's jump back in. So I think we waxed philosophical about Are You Afraid of the Dark? MJ's question. Okay, all right. This is another one I had to think of a little bit. All right, where does the inspiration for your creative looks come from? Imagination, music, fashion, movies, books. Congrats, Pax. Next up is 1K. MJ, you're so sweet. All of the above. Honestly, all of the above. Music videos, books, art in books. Yeah, things people say even. Yeah. I would have to say inspiration comes from everywhere. I love Pinterest. I love looking at stuff like that. I don't usually actually I got a story. Okay, so Emily, I don't think she's here yet. Emily Terry, she messaged me one day. This is the best thing. This is one of the best things she's ever done, and she's done a lot of really wonderful stuff with me. She messaged me one day. It was this picture of this really elaborate makeup, like lots of liner and blue and whatnot. And she was like, "Hey, can I request this as a look?" Which is just the sweetest thing, and I've never forgotten that. And I did it in a few videos just because she said that. So yeah, honestly, so many different places. Movies. I don't watch a ton of movies, but yeah, yeah. I wouldn't say I follow fashion per se, but yeah, that too. So yeah, all of the above. All right. So many comments. Y'all are gonna make me cry just having so many people here. Oh my gosh. I really love Fear Street. Recently reread Betrayed, and they held up. My favorite. I had two Fear Street books that I loved, and it was Haunted and Wrong Number. I loved both of those. And I remember Wrong Number was really creepy because that was the first time I'd ever considered the fact of like getting someone weird on the end of a number on a phone. It's funny now that that's not really a thing, I guess, with the invention of cell phones and whatnot. I guess that can't really be as scary as it was back in the day. And Haunted I know you guys have seen the cover, the blonde girl in bed and she's looking at the ghost, like kind of see through the window. That book really was one of the first ones where it was like working together with an entity for me. And I thought that was good too. Yeah, there's a ton of Fear Street books that I never got into though that sound really good. Michael Spoonbugs. Hey, Pax. Never read Goosebump, but grew up on Fear Street. Used to love them. Hey, another channel. So underrated. So underrated. Michael's channel is amazing. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, Michael. Let's see. Oh, Dave's here. Visiting family. That's okay. That's okay. I'm so glad you're here. We did not do much. Turkey Day is not really a holiday that's a big deal for me. So yeah. That's awesome. I'm so glad you're here. I hope you're safe visiting family. Did you have to travel very far? Right, Anthony, never read Goosebumps. By the time they came out, I was into Dracula. Robert Bloch did it. Well, see, you'd already moved on to the big heavy hitters. That's all that was. Nice. Favorite or worst horror movie? I'm so bad with movies. Favorite horror movie? I mean, I have a soft spot for the Freddy Krueger movies just because I like the whole idea of getting in people's heads. Yeah, and honestly, you guys are probably gonna be, like, really you would be so bored with my horror movie selections, like, I don't mind the gore, I don't mind the blood at all, but the stuff that I find really intriguing is the stuff that's up here. Um, so yeah, I don't even know if those movies would count as horror, to be perfectly honest, but those are the kind of movies that I deal with. I like the stuff that's up here more than I do like the blood and guts. Blood and guts are fine; they don't bother me and they're fun. But yeah, I kind of like the stuff that's up here more. Worst horror movie, Thanksgiving. One of those terrible movies, Birdemic. I don't think that's a horror movie, but something like that. Oh wait, Troll 2. Troll 2. That could be the worst horror movie. Yeah, that's the worst movie, period. Hey, Dave and Olive. Everyone's saying hello. Priscilla, too hard to choose a fave horror movie because there's so many good ones. That's true. That's true. There are really good ones. And usually I'm that person, like, you ask me my favorite anything, and I just completely go blank. So, Pax, you would be crazy horror Freddy to get into people's heads. You know, I've always wanted to do, like, a female Freddy Krueger look. Yeah, except I don't wanna, like, go buy a costume. I know they exist, and people are like, "Oh, just go to Spirit." I can't do that. Like, I wanna, like, crochet his sweater and all of that, so make the knives and all of that. It's always been something I would like to do. Uh, oh, New Jersey. Okay, I've got a ton of great treats from grandma. Oh, good. Well, granddogs have to get spoiled by the grandparents. Yes, see, Nim, I knew this about you. I knew this about you. That's why we vibe, Nim. Psychological horror is just so much scarier than blood and stuff sometimes. Although special mention to what is that human centipede? That was just gross though. That's just gross. Not really scary, it was just gross. Spin in Your Grave 2, the remake, very extreme and great. And yeah, you know, the Rob Zombie movies are fun. Some of those are fun as far as horror movies are concerned. Those are fun. Not that Spit on Your Grave is not. I didn't mean to like draw that connection. That sounded weird. It came out weird, Frosty. But speaking of movies like that, like fun horror, like the Rob Zombie movies, that kind of are like fun horror for me. Just make his outfit. Well, yeah, yeah. It just would take so much time for the vision I have in my head. Bad as rat. Speaking of children's horror, I had a series called Galaxy of Fear. Called it Goosebumps meets Star Wars in a video. You should do more on that. There's enough sci-fi people around here that would probably jump all over that, William. I've never heard of the Troll movie. Troll 2. Just Troll 2. Look it up, Dave. Yeah, it's so bad. So bad. Specifically, look up You Can't Piss on Hospitality. Just look up that line. You can't piss on hospitality and feast your eyes. Halloween 78 is my favorite horror. So simply, it's so effective. Love for it. Yeah, Halloween's good. It's a wonderful franchise. Yeah. See, I don't know enough about movies and stuff. Like, I love it. I love that I have friends that are like, yeah, you know, this actor was in this movie, you know, and this actor was in this movie, and I can't do that. If I see them, I'm like, oh yeah, I know them from the. I don't have that in my brain, and I love the fact that I have friends that do, which is it's always impressive to me when they can do that. Humans, there's more than one? See, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know there was more than one. Yeah, they're probably terrible. I crocheted Freddy sweater. You did? You crocheted a Freddy sweater? Did I miss that? Your hand does start cramping after a while. It really does. No, but I want to see it so badly. It looks so good. It looks right up my alley. So that creepy ass like smile. Oh my gosh, it looks right up my alley. I really want to see that. It looks really good. Oh, I love that there's so many comments. When I was a teenager, a boyfriend made me a watch, Faces of Death. I believe they were taken off the market. Does anyone remember those? No, I don't remember that. What a cool boyfriend to do that. Rubber is a terrible movie about a killer tire. Yeah, that sounds awful. That does sound awful. If you like horror in the head, oh, Anthony, I like how you phrased that. Horror in the head. Watch the movie The Medusa Touch, based on Peter Van Greenway novel. Richard Burton is a psychonovelist with telekinetic powers. That sounds awesome. That sounds really cool. Has a couple cheesy parts, but I liked it. Okay, cool. I need to see that. It just looks good. I love Uncanny Valley stuff. All right, let's do another question. Oh, Adriana C, getting the hard ones. Did y'all bring a snack? I hope y'all brought a snack. My questions are favorite type of music. Don't have one. I have so many different types of music that I listen to. Um, it would probably be easier for me to discount the ones that I don't listen to. I don't do bluegrass. I don't think I like any bluegrass. Uh, that's about it. I honestly think most of you would probably be shocked at some of my playlists. I do definitely like some heavy stuff, but I can go all the way down to like bluesy type stuff. I really do. I love bluesy type stuff too. This morning while I was getting ready, I actually had, let's see, what was that? Yeah, I had a Joss Stone on, which might shock some of you if you know who Joss Stone is, but yeah, I mean, I listen to so many different types of music. It's crazy. I don't really have a favorite type. If you twisted my arm and I could only listen to one, I would probably pick like the heavier stuff just because I've listened to that for so long, but yeah, I really don't have a favorite. Favorite singer-songwriter. Again, don't really have a favorite. I've always kind of gravitated towards Rob Zombie, but I think it's because I like his aesthetic. I like the fact that he makes movies and music. I really like his aesthetic, though. I love his videos. Going back to MJ's question, you want to talk about inspiration? There you go. I love his videos, like Living Dead Girl, Dragula. All of those are just Dragula is like if you had a door into my head, into like the music section of my head, Dragula is probably what would be playing. Just the colors and everything in there. Yeah. Maybe I just want to be like a female Rob Zombie or something. I don't know. But yeah, maybe he could qualify as favorite singer, but I really truly don't have one. I like so many different people. And favorite band, again, I don't really have one. If you'd have asked 16-year-old me, I probably would have said Corn. I still really like Corn. But again, so many good bands. I just cannot pick one. I really cannot. I hate that. I feel like I copped out on your question, Adriana, but yeah, I love music. I love music of all different flavors. Don't really have one. Johnny Cash is another one that could probably fill a favorite singer. The Beast in Me is probably my favorite Johnny Cash song, and I will argue until the day I die that he is a dark little goth heart. So yeah, I don't know. I guess it's all over the board. You guys should see my YouTube. I have a whole playlist. It's not public, but I have a whole playlist of music, and it's all over the map. It really is. It's all over the map. So yeah, there's that. Uh, let's see. Oh, people talking about Faces of Death. Oh, Frosty knows what it is. Oh, dark comedies. Yeah, William. Dark comedies are funny. Let's see. What We Do in the Shadows. I love that one. I guess that could be considered a dark comedy. I mean, it's about vampires. It's more comedy than it is dark, though, to be perfectly honest. Uh, really? I don't know why I didn't guess that about you, Bad. I can see the influence. I've read and watched Much Worse, but I still remember those vividly. Oh, you get inspiration from Rob. Thank you, Bad is right. I can see that. I can see that in your editing. Nim, love Living Dead Girl. Haven't listened to it in forever. Oh, you should. Oh, you should. We could totally be Living Dead Girls, Nim. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, Bad is right could too. All right. Let's see. Let's get another question. I think we did most of the music one. Yeah. Okay, so side note, let's just have a side note here. I hope he's watching. Dustin. Dustin put a comment under this, and I just think it's hilarious. He said, "Did you know if you take tree branches and screw them into a child's head, they look like a reindeer?" I live for this shit. Okay. Yeah. So that probably gets shout out as one of the best comments I've ever gotten on any video ever. So moving on. Let's see. Oh, Super Blumper. Yeah. She has quite a few questions. So this is her first. This is from the YouTube post. What is your favorite book from a genre you don't read a lot of? I don't step outside of my genre very much. Maybe, let's see. Let's go with, I can't go with oh, well, actually, yeah, I can. Let's see. I'll go with fantasy and maybe I guess it would be sci-fi, kinda, sort of, not really. Um, I love John dies at the end, and I guess you could say that that is horror. It definitely has some horror parts, but it also has a lot of, like, really trippy lots of things about, like, string theory and chaos and how that affects people, and yeah, there's a lot to that book. There's a lot to that book, and the sequel, This Book Is Full of Spiders, and I really, really, really like it. And I think that I don't know, I think it spans a lot of different genres. So yeah, I'll say John dies at the end. But of course, I also have to say the Sword of Truth series by Terry Goodkind. And I've had people say in the past, like, oh, that's so shocking that you're a horror lover and you like the Sword of Truth series. It's a damn fine series. The world building is perfection. The character development is amazing. I love it. I was so invested in those characters. They are some of the best written characters I've ever read in my entire life. Yeah, the book series had some highs and lows, but definitely it was wonderful. And I mean, I would argue that there were some horrific parts to it. I'm not going to ruin it. The ending of the series proper, they have since kind of had more added to it, but the ending of the series proper was really deep. It was really deep. It was talking about like creativity and conventions and all of this, and I loved it. I thought it was an amazing series. So yeah, I guess my favorite out of a book that I or series, whatever, that I don't normally read would probably be The Sword of Truth, or if you want a little something a little bit more my speed, John dies at the end. So yeah, something like that. Let's see. I see Tucker and Dale. Who's talking about Tucker and Dale? William. Yeah, I have. Tucker and Dale versus. Is that the one with the Book of Pure Evil? Is it Tucker and Dale in the Book of Pure Evil? Or am I thinking of something else? I have seen the Tucker and Dale movie. Yeah. Really grape jelly. Maybe I'll make that playlist public for like a hot second. Y'all would be shocked. Y'all would be shocked. There's some even like some 90s stuff on there. Um, let's see if I read This Way to the Guy. I have. Yeah. Oh, you read it. See, I can't even read. See, this is what happens when I get excited. I can't even read anymore. You read? Oh, that is cool. That is awesome. I thought that was really an interesting book. I really did. I had never had like a perspective like that on it before. You know? I'm glad you read it. I'm glad you read it. Hey, that's okay. I love the fact you ask questions. And I had to look up some of yours, so that means they were good. Hey, that's okay, Dave. Thanks for stopping in. Love you too. Let's see. If you could live in any TV show, movie, or for 1 year, what would it be? All right, I want to tell you guys the first thing that popped into my head. Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I'll tell you why. Because I want a sky bison, damn it. They're so cute. Google them. Look them up. Sky bison. I want a sky bison, and I want to fly around on it. So yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Reading with Tatiana. Hello, happy 5 months. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Tatiana gave me a question that I am purposefully saving because it's awesome. Yeah, Tatiana, and I've seen Tatiana get. Oh, who else was it? Was it Gareth? I think it was Gareth. And you have like a good question for him too, and they were awesome. Again, guys, another criminally under sub channel, Tatiana. So good. She has such a well thought out channel. Every time I watch one of her videos, I'm like, wow, you put so much thought into all of this. Everything I'm not. So yeah, she's really great. Have you ever played D&D? No. Shockingly, right? It always looked interesting. I've just never had a chance to do it. I would. Bye, MJ. So glad you came. Thank you so much for coming. You're such a pillar. You really are. You're just a pillar of BookTube. Why am I not surprised? What type of bender? I'll show you, Sam. Oh, you can't see it. It's the Earthbender symbol. Yes. And I have black eyeliner all over me. I just noticed it. Yes, it's the Earthbender symbol, Sam. I wear a ring with it. Toph is the shit. And I will argue that until my dying day. If y'all don't know who Toph is, you should just look her up. Have Takeoff Sealy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Monster Blood. Thank you so much. You have no idea. I'm so glad you were here. Hey, that's okay, MP. Glad you're here. We've just been answering questions and all kinds of other madness. You know how we roll here. Let's get to that. Oh, you're so nice, Batters Rad. You are such a sweetheart. All right, let's see. I think we're coming up on the end of the ones on YouTube. Let me make sure. Let's see. We ended with Sam's favorite book from a genre you don't read a lot of. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Chris reviews. Okay, Chris. What is my favorite yoga pose? Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose. It is the one where you sit like you're going to sit cross-legged, except you put the soles of your feet together. And I'll tell you why. It's because I think it's a good teaching pose because it lets me know where my students' hips are. If your hips are really tight, your knees will be up in that pose. If they're really loose, they'll be down. So it's a good like go-to pose for me for people because I can kind of gauge where they are and what they're capable of. So yeah, there's Supta Baddha Konasana, which you can do on your back, and then there's Baddha Konasana, which you can do just sitting up, like you're going to do cross-legged, but put the soles of your feet together. So yeah, that would be my favorite for a lot of reasons. Let's see. Okay, let's do Tatiana's question. Let's do Tatiana's question. Actually, hold on. Let me catch up first. Toph is the #1 badass. Would you be an Earthbender too, Sam? Or I would totally be an Earthbender. I know, like the whole yoga thing. I should probably be an Airbender, but I'm totally an Earthbender. God, how much more nerd can I possibly get? Oh, Priscilla, who walks the huge dog? Me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he actually listens very well. Mm-hmm. He listens very well. He's a good boy. He knows the limitations of his tiny mother. Favorite yoga pose is Shavasana. Hey, that's an easy one. That's an easy one. For those of you who don't know, that's corpse pose. That's when you're just like laying. Love it. See, Super Blumper is one of the best examples of why starting my channel was one of the best things I've ever done because of people like her. So Tatiana's question, y'all settle in for this question. If you had to fight a unicorn, we're already good. If you had to fight a unicorn, do you think it would be better to fight it from the ground or from the air? And what would be your weapon of choice? The air. Because then you're on even ground. Because you're both creatures that live on the ground, right? So I figure if we put it in the air, then you're both at the same disadvantage. And I was thinking about weapons. So it has a horn, and I'm going to assume that it's going to try to stab me with the horn. So I want something that I can do from far away. So I'm going to pick a crossbow because I've always thought crossbows are really badass. And I think that I could possibly aim because it's going to be bigger than me. It's a big ass horse. So it's going to be bigger than me. So I feel like I could hit it at least decently with a crossbow. Although the idea of killing a unicorn just goes against everything I am. But if it's trying to hurt me, then yeah, from the air with a crossbow. Isn't that the best question ever? All right. If I could have any pet, do we include fake animals? Because I would still go back to having a sky bison, because it's always been my favorite. Or a luck dragon. Yeah, like Falkor from the Neverending Story. That was probably the first animal I ever wanted, was a luck dragon. So yeah. Thank you, Tatiana. Thank you. I'm glad I did that question justice, because I read that like, that is amazing. That is the best question ever. All right, I think. Oh, we have Mr. Starr's question. Favorite way to travel? Partial to trains because it's a great reading environment. You know, I think trains would be awesome. I've never been on a train, but it really does sound like heaven, especially for reading. Let's see here. All right, let's go to Instagram. Okay, Dorothy Solis, I think I'm saying your name right. She said favorite book. That's hard. That is really, really hard. I like so many types of books. Earthlings is really high up there on my list. Just there's something about it. It's the perfect mix of horror and weird and psychological. I don't know. It's really high up there, but I do have a ton of books that I love. But I have to say, if I had to pick one, probably Earthlings is one of my favorites. Very close second, and this is much more horror, is Brain Drips Yellow. I don't know if I could recommend that book to everyone, but it is amazing to me. If you don't mind discussions about religion and like big topics, then you would probably like it. Again, I don't know if it would be everybody's cup of tea, but I loved it. All right, let's see. Okay, I think there we go. Okay, let's dive into so let's dive into Super Blumpers questions. There's 3 here. Actually, let me catch up first. Kill a unicorn. Okay, Nim, if you say so. Real animal, I meant. Okay, real animal. I feel like y'all are waiting on me to say something like snake. I actually don't mind snakes. I don't mind reptiles. I used to have lizards when I was a kid. Uh, real animal, probably a chinchilla. I think they're cute, and I love the fact that they take dust baths. Sidetrack story here. When I was in advanced biology in high school, we had to watch pets. Like, we had to take pets and keep them alive essentially for like a week. And I got to take home my professor's chinchilla, and it was great. It was so good. The chinchilla's name was Mystical, after the rapper. Yeah. Yeah, that tells you all you need to know about my high school education. But yeah, I loved it. I loved watching it take dust baths and stuff. So probably a chinchilla. I always thought those were cute. If like no kind of if I had no regulation on any animal whatsoever, yeah, probably a chinchilla. Oh, hey, Steven. Welcome. Oh, thank you, Great Jelly. Mr. Misty-Eyed. Sent by Super Blummers, paid for Rob Zombie. Oh, well, that's awesome. Thank you. If you could have any Super Blum, did you post about me? I haven't been on. I'm not on anything. I've screenshot all these questions. That's so nice of you. Oh my gosh. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? Uh, I don't want reading minds. I tell you that. I don't want reading minds. I have enough crap going on in my own head. I don't need to know what's going on in everybody else's. Probably flying. Honestly, probably flying. Just because, I mean, how cool and convenient would that be to be able to fly to wherever you need to go? Yeah, probably flying. Maybe invisibility. But see, part of me would be like, but what if you got stuck that way? You know? And I wouldn't want to get stuck that way. So yeah, probably flight, if I had to guess. Good question. Earthlings is one of the cute. Yes, it is Fabric of Fables. Absolutely, it is the one with the cute hedgehog on the cover. It is. It's so weird, and it's one of those books that I'm like, I don't know if everyone's gonna love it as much as me, but I part of me doesn't care. I'm still gonna be like, you should read this book. Oh, watching England play the World Cup. I had some students this morning tell me about that. Yeah, I suck at sports, but I had some students this morning tell me about their soccer. Hello, gave you like share my. Oh, thank you so much, Crimson Ghost. Thank you. I love your name too, by the way. Okay, we're back. Everything good now? I think it cut out for a second. I don't know why. All right. Can you all see me and everything okay? That's the first time that's happened. Of course it happened on the 500. Because it wasn't nerve-wracking enough. All right. So let's see. Where were we? All right. Let's see. We were at... For also, I would have an eye to scare the neighbors. Oh, thank you, Anthony. I appreciate you telling me. Thank you. No, Tatiana. No, I froze. Yes, I froze. I'm back though. I'm back. Don't know why. It's because it was 500 stream and I was already nervous. So, of course, the internet gods had to make it worse. All right. Oh, hey, Horror Gardener. Thank you. Thank you for being here. All right. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Oh my God, William. Don't ever choose invisibility unless you're comfortable naked. Well, God knows I'm not that. So, tell us Chip's story. Do you mean this Chip, Miss Silver Scribe? My mom got him for me. That's really his only story. And now he's a bookmark holder. Yeah. All right. Oh, the TV show Supernatural. Ooh, that's cool. That is cool. Thank you, MP. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Again, it's because it's the 500 stream and I was already nervous and now everything's going wrong. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Super Blomper. Okay, yeah, she had 3 questions on Instagram. What's your favorite thing you've ever crocheted? My eyeball blanket. It was in my last vlog. Yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a blanket full of eyeballs. Yeah, I love that thing. Yeah, I really, really, really love that eyeball blanket. So yeah, probably that one. I've crocheted lots of little creatures. I about said critters. Wow, Southern is strong today. Lots of little creatures. I did a little Grim Reaper once. That was really cute. But yeah, probably my eyeball blanket. That's my favorite thing I've ever crocheted. Oh, Mr. Mistyad, what's your favorite creature in mythology? Oh, let's see. What would be my favorite creature? You know, ever since I read the backstory of Medusa, I've really loved the idea of Medusa. But if you mean like minotaurs and unicorns and things like that, probably I know I'm going to be missing something amazing. Let's see. I don't know. I really always liked the Minotaur. The whole idea of being like kept in a maze, like that whole story about being kept in a maze and all of that and being so powerful and eating children. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I always liked the idea of the Minotaur. He was always a good one. Plus the whole like bull thing. I kind of liked. Medusa, yeah, I've always loved the backstory of Medusa is just not well known enough, I think. I really, really like that. In Greek mythology, yeah, I'm assuming that's what Mr. Misty I meant, Miss Silver Scribe, yes. Now, there is a lot of different types of mythology. There are Indian mythology that I know a little bit about because of the whole yoga thing. And if you're asking that one, my favorite would be Hanuman, which is the elephant-headed god. He is the remover of obstacles, but I like his story. Yeah, how he lost his head and how the elephant gave his head for him and all of that. So, yeah. I guess that would be, yeah, Indian mythology, Indian and Greek is really the only two that I know a ton about. I don't know enough about like Norse mythology or anything like that to really say. Any thoughts on the book Dante's Inferno? Love it. Absolutely love it. The Wood of the Suicides is still one of the most beautiful ideas that has ever bounced around my head. The idea of people who wanted to see the future having their heads turned around backwards was just like frontal lobe shattering to me the first time that I read it. I thought that was ingenious to write it that way. Yeah, love Dante's Inferno. Okay, another question from Super Blomper. What's something unique or unexpected about you? Uh, I'm really boring, like incredibly boring. Uh, let's see. I know. Okay. I did a lot of Latin dance before I got into yoga proper, like teaching it. Yeah, I did a lot of like Latin type dances. I did the Zumba thing, taught it, and various other stuff like cumbia, reggaeton, all of that. So maybe that would be unexpected. I don't feel like I look like the type that would be like shaking it to Jennifer Lopez or anything. But yeah, maybe that. Let's see. What's a random hot take that you have? I did this earlier. The Haunted Mask is not the best Goosebumps book or show. I don't. I think it's highly overrated. Yeah, yeah. That was my hot take. As far as anything else, let's see. Um, I don't know. Maybe that the oh God, I don't know if I could say that one. Maybe that like Twilight and all of that is not as bad as people think they are because they get kids to read. I mean, I'm all for, people can dog on Twilight all they want. It's Romeo and Juliet. It's Romeo and Juliet. It's love with vampires. It's is it the most Pulitzer Prize winning shit that ever was out there? No, but if it gets kids to read, I'm all for it. So maybe that's a hot take. Not really. I'm probably see. I'm too boring to have hot takes, Mr. Misty Eyed. Uh, Tatiana, I missed that you're a yoga teacher. I wish you were my well, thank you, Tatiana. Yeah, yeah, I've really enjoyed that. It's one of my loves in my life. Any hobbies you ever tried but want to? You never tried but want to. I would love the idea of playing an instrument. I just don't have it in me to play an instrument. Let's see. No, I usually if I want to do something bad enough, I usually do it. I might suck at it. I might not continue with it, but I usually do it. Um, yeah, I can't think of anything that I would want to do that I haven't or that I wouldn't. Yeah, probably instrument because the whole idea of like playing guitar, that's so cool. Like you're just instantly cool if you can play a guitar. And I just can't. I just can't. So yeah, I would love to do that. Oh, hey Steven. Thank you. Good morning. Let's see here. Oh, it's on my list, but I feel don't be intimidated. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It really is. I've read the other ones too, like, Paradise and all that. But who's shocked that Inferno is the best one? Nobody's shocked. Nobody's shocked that I think that. Um, yeah, I think you'll like it. I think it's just so beautiful. But I mean, that could be my poetry love coming out too. The whole like love of prose and all that. So don't go by me. But I think it's beautiful. I think you'll like it. If you couldn't have black hair, what other hair color would you do? I had red streaks at one point in my younger years. These two pieces right here were fire engine red for a long time. So yeah, probably red if I had to go with any other color. Uh, I don't think I would go. I know everyone's like, what about green? But I don't know. I think red would fit me, like my skin tone and all that better. I don't know if green would fit. It would have to. I'm so picky on my greens. That's why I couldn't go with that. Fire engine red is easy to accomplish. I'm so picky on green that I would be so upset if I tried to dye my hair green and it came out like dark green. Mm, I'm so picky. That's why I probably would never go with green. So yeah, fire engine red. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have any pictures of that. But yeah, at one point I had like fire engine red streaks in the front of my head. That's the one and only time I've ever bleached my hair too. Oh my gosh, so many here. What's your favorite disturbing book I've recommended to you? Yeah. Oh God, let's see. How about let's see. A bunch of them are right here. Let's go with oh, actually no. Now I'm torn. Actually, let's go with this one. Transorbital. I loved this. I thought this was great. Not only does it mention West Virginia, but it talks about like lots of psychological history. You kind of get like an overarching view of I don't want to say too much. You almost get this overarching view of a point in history where something was occurring, but you also get to follow your narrator and kind of like the personal toll it took on him. I like the fact that it takes place over a long period of time and the ending. I like the little twists that it has. Yeah, I can't say too much because I don't want to give it away. But yeah, I loved this. And the cover is badass too. So yeah, probably that one, Mr. Star. Just off the cuff anyway. Although, special mention to In the Light of You. I also read this one. And yeah, this one was something else too. This has so many. Does anyone else ever have a book that you would call quotable? This one had a lot of quotable points in it. So yeah, just thinking out loud, those two. Simba is fun. It is. It is. I have to say, I really enjoyed that time in my life. I like the freedom of being able to kind of do my own thing outside of like the Zumba brand, but that was fun. It was a lot of fun. They have some pretty cool songs sometimes that they license just for that. My sister is a Zumba instructor. She dances also reggaeton and cumbia and salsa. See, always sucked at salsa. I sucked at it so bad. I think I liked reggaeton and cumbia because they're like more hip centric, and I like the dances that are more hip centric. Like the minute you start, I look like I have like, I don't know, noodles. When anything that has to do with my arms, I just feel like it's like wet noodles flinging around. But I like the hip centric ones. Yeah, I sucked at salsa. She also got all the talent in the family. No, oh, that is not true, Silver Scribe. You are a smart one. You only have to open your mouth to see how smart you are. Truly, yeah, you are a good example of intelligence shining on its own. Yeah, you really are. You really are. Not to mention you're sweet as can be. I've said this before. Silver Scribe is a shot of glitter in your veins. Purple glitter at that. Team Edward or Team Jacob? Mr. Misty Eyed. What the hell? Edwards. Edwards. All the way. Okay? You don't get sexier than a vampire. I'm sorry. You just don't. Werewolf is never, I mean, okay, here we go. Here's a hot take. Werewolf is never going to be as sexy as vampire. Period. Vampire can love you forever and the whole blood thing. Uh, any states you want to visit? I would love to visit tons of states. Let's see. Where would be a good one? I've always wanted to go to Louisiana because I want to see the architecture. I really want to go to New Orleans. So yeah, probably Louisiana if I had to pick one, just like for that. Um, and it's hot. It's nice and warm there. I've heard it's like crazy hot in the summer, but I love the idea of the old houses, just the history down there. I'm a big history fan. I don't think that shocks anybody if you know the nerd in me, but I like to go to places that have history and I like to learn about the things that went down there. So yeah, probably that. Maybe just to get to the other coast, maybe like Arizona, something like that. Maybe see like the deserts and whatnot. Vegas, no, not Vegas. Let's see. So yeah, probably Louisiana. Which type of yoga do you teach? Only take vinyasa and gentle. Hatha or hatha is what it looks like. Which is just a super fancy way of saying the general type. It means sun and moon in Sanskrit, which just means everything. Uh, Vinyasa is probably the most popular. It's most requested that students like because of the repetition. It's easier to learn because it's over and over and over. And I totally get that. And it's for those that want it for like athletic benefits, vinyasa is probably the way to go. So when you say gentle, do you mean like yin? Have you done yin yoga? Because that can be hard. That's supposed to like strengthen your tendons and stuff. Sitting in those positions for like 10 and 15 minutes, it's not easy. Hargarner, guitar, I confirm I'm instantly cool. See, right? There are just some things that make you instantly cool. Guitars are one of them. Books are another. Paradise Lost is good too. Yes, Paradise Lost is amazing. I loved it. I remember, God, what was it? 10th grade? I think it was like 10th grade. My little dark ass sitting in my corn t-shirt in English class reading Paradise Lost going, you mean there's one from the perspective of the devil? Yeah. Yeah, me and my lit loving dark corn wearing self just loved her some Paradise Lost. I had pine green hair for 1 year. True story. That's cool. See, I got nothing against any of the colors, but when it comes to green, specifically, I want acid green. That's my color. Like even these walls. This is close to what I wanted, but not exactly. I couldn't get exactly what I wanted. I want acid green. Like the stuff that villains get dissolved in movies or cartoons. That's the color green I like. Most disturbing book for me is Hedward by Edward Lee. Okay, cool. I love me some Edward Lee. City of Fernal. I think it's City of Fernal. That was one of the ones that really stuck with me. The girl goes to, well, I can't say. Well, she goes to hell, but there's a reason. I don't want to spoil it. But she goes to hell, and I love the whole take on hell that he put in that book. Weirdest job I've ever had. Um, Probably a cardiac tech in an ER. I did that for 6 years, 5 or 6 years, I want to say. Yeah. Learned a lot, but boy, that was a fun job. Yeah. And I would say weird because you get in an ER, you see so much stuff. I've actually kicked around the idea of doing a live with just stories from the ER. We'll see. Maybe for 1,000. Maybe for 1,000 subs, we'll do that. Adding transorbital. Well, I mean, you can't go wrong with Mr. Star. Mr. Star is always going to give you the best recommendations ever. I couldn't read header 2 and 3. Oh, there's more than one. See, I didn't even know that. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Lauren. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by too. I really appreciate that. I never thought. I do too. Now that I've read the 2 from him, and he's actually really close to me. Like, I would love to get one of his books signed. Yeah, I do too now. I've loved both of the ones. I really want to get a hold of Black Church next, I think. Instead of green hair, why not wear a green hat? Well, I have a green wig, William. I've only ever busted it out, I think, for the Paxi Awards. But yeah, I have a green wig, and I think the only hat I own, oh, is this one. Yeah, that's the only hat I own. My witch's hat, or my Lydia Dietz hat, as I say. Oh God, that was a bad idea. Okay, yeah. I don't think I own anything orange. I don't think I own anything orange, William. I don't think I have a single piece of clothing that's orange. Uh, oh, thank you. It's true, Silver Scribe. You're a very smart person, and it shines. Oh, coffee or tea? You're asking the heavy-hitting questions, Lauren. I'm a huge tea drinker throughout the day. Usually first thing in the morning, though, it's coffee. First thing in the morning. But I am a huge tea drinker throughout the day. I've already had my green tea today, and my latest obsession is cinnamon stick, with like a little bit of oat milk in it. That's my latest obsession. And it's so good for fall. Boys who sparkle are sexy, Team Edward. Absolutely. Absolutely. You gotta love them sparkly boys. Yeah. Sparkly, suck your blood. It's the whole bag. PAX, you gotta go to New Orleans, one of my favorite places. I know. It looks so beautiful. It really does, which I like, oddly enough. Maybe this is a unique thing about me. I like architecture. I couldn't tell you what anything is called really, but I just like seeing it. I like seeing like old houses and buildings and churches. I love old churches, stuff like that. So yeah, I think I would adore New Orleans. New Orleans is a great city, and there are ghost tours. Yes, I know. I know. I feel like I would just fit right in. And what else? What else I've always, this is so off the wall. I've always wanted to go to like a witch shop in New Orleans. I've always wanted to do that. I just think they would have the coolest stuff there, like the voodoo. Like, I would love to know, because I've never spoken to anyone who practices like voodoo, and I would love to hear about that. Like, I know that sounds really weird. I like to talk to people who have like different life experiences, and I've never met someone who does that. So I think that would be really cool to talk to someone who like runs a voodoo shop or something. Heading out. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Tatiana. Thank you. You were so cool. You were one of my favorite little finds as of late on BookTube. You're so awesome. You guys really need to check out Tatiana. So well thought out and well spoken in her videos. Oh my gosh, I love it. Sabs, what serial killer would you want to be murdered by if you had to be? Super Blonde Sister here. Are you really? Oh, wow. That's awesome. Well, welcome. Any friend of Sam's is a friend of mine. What an amazing question. Oh, let's see. Who would I want to be murdered by? Why am I so excited at that? Let's see. Dahmer comes to mind. I don't think I would be on his list, though. I don't think he fancied women. I don't think he would want to kill me. Who would want to kill me? Maybe Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy might want to kill me. Although, no, see, no, I don't. He was too pretty of a boy. Can I pick a fictional one? Can it be Hannibal Lecter? No, Patrick Bateman. Can it be Patrick Bateman? Sorry, Nim. Can it be Patrick Bateman or Hannibal Lecter? Either one of those. Either one of those. Yeah. If I can pick a fictional one. If I could pick a real one. Not the Night Stalker. I heard he was gross. Like I heard he had bad teeth. It's okay to make fun of serial killers, right? Okay, we'll go with the BTK killer in real life. And if it's fake, either probably Patrick Bateman. Who am I kidding? Patrick Bateman. What an amazing question, Sabs. City Infernal 3 book series of my favorite. Hands down. See, I haven't read the other two. I've read the first one. I need to read the other ones. Oh, that's a cool question. Fave time of day. I get up really early for work, so that time of day where I'm done, but the rest of the world hasn't woken up yet or really gotten started yet, I like that because I feel like I'm free to do whatever. And like I've paid my dues, I've done my job, and now I'm free to do whatever. So I kind of like that one. I also really like that turning point where it turns from evening into night, where like the sky's still different colors, but you can start to see a few stars. I like that one too. If you really want me to set the scene, let's have that on like a crisp fall night with a bonfire. Perfect. Book 2 meetup in New Orleans. That would be amazing. Starting to get parched. Yeah, that would be amazing. I would be down for that. There's a cool section in Phantom by Susan Kay where she focuses on about French architecture. That's cool. See, I don't know enough about French architecture. I know Spanish, because of my study with Islam, actually. So yeah, I know some Spanish architecture. But yeah, that's cool. I don't know enough about French architecture. That would be cool. Have you ever had a Mr. Toad style passing hobby where you got obsessed into a weird hobby for a short while and now don't understand why? God, MP, that's such a good question. Kind of. There are some hobbies that I've had that I feel like that I've just sucked at, that I've left. I almost did that with crochet, but I really like crochet. And I'll tell people, like, I feel like I still suck at it, but I still like doing it. So I still do it, if that makes sense. Let's see. I did have this whole idea, and I still do to a certain degree. I made jewelry for a long time, and kombucha too, and sold at the farmer's market where I was from. And now I just don't. It's not that I dislike it. I guess I've just gotten past it. Maybe. I still will, on occasion want kombucha every now and then, but I used to be like hardcore into it because I was selling it like crazy. And it's looking back now, it's crazy the amount that I made. Like I'm talking like, what would it be, 16 ounces? Yeah, 16 ounce. I would make like 30 to 40 16-ounce bottles a week for customers, and that is a shitload of brewing. So yeah, probably that, maybe. Yeah. And to have like weird scoby creatures floating in jars around my kitchen, yeah, I would constitute that as obsessively weird. Let's see, William, the serial killer in my book I'm writing only kills bikers. William, is that based on what you were talking about in like going through your town? I feel like it is. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting like a frog in my throat. I don't usually talk this much outside of students. Visiting a voodoo shop is no. Met a tarot reader who came from my home city, the only city in USA where someone didn't assume I was English. See, you had so many cool experiences in your life, though, Anthony, based on some of the comments you've given me. I think you should probably write a book about all of them. That's awesome. Let's see. Haunted plantation houses in New Orleans would be cool. They would. I would just like to see the plantation houses. Even without the haunted aspect, I just think it's beautiful. See, Morningstar's on board for a meetup in New Orleans, too. Or the haunted French Quarter. I've heard about the French Quarter. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Man, Lauren, you are awesome. If you could have one trait you admire of others, what would it be? Intelligence. I don't even know the word for this. Maybe not being awkward or not feeling awkward in certain situations. Like I know that I love doing this. I love it. But I really do get really anxious all the time. Like I'm constantly thinking like this is gonna go wrong or that's gonna go wrong. I would love to not feel like that. And maybe just be like confidence. Yeah, maybe have more confidence. Yeah. Because there are people that I know that have lots of confidence and speak so well and so eloquently. For example, Juan. I would love to be able to talk like Juan, Plagued by Visions. He's just so eloquent to listen to. His intelligence shines with whatever he's talking about. You know, to have those kind of traits, I think would be really, really nice. And I admire that in people. I really do. It's like I was saying about Silver Scribe and all of them. I like it when I can see how smart you are without you telling me how smart you are. I think that that is just so cool to see how your education and your life experiences have assimilated in your brain. I love that. So yeah, maybe to be a little bit more confident and more well spoken in certain situations. See, I don't have to worry about that with you all. Like my level weirdos on my channel, I think you are here because I'm not that. All right, let's see. You knit amazingly, have your blanket wrapped around me all the time. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Silver Scribe. Yeah, guys, Silver Scribe wanted one of my blankets, my little baby blankets. And so now it lives across in another country. And that blows my mind that something that I held and made lives in another country now. I love it. I want to try some PAX kombucha. I got crazy with some of those flavors. I even had like a West Virginia flavor where it was like dandelion and all of that. Did y'all like that? I hate the way I say that word, dandelion. But yeah, I had dandelion flavor. It was my West Virginia flavored kombucha. Berry. I did like a triple berry. Ginger. Ginger was always my favorite. I love ginger stuff. Yeah, I did tons of stuff. Watermelon for the summer. I got crazy with it. I did requests. I had a request once. A lady wanted a lemon mint, and you got to watch citrus sometimes because citrus can kill your bacteria. And that one turned out really good. Her lemon mint one turned out really good. If you could write like an author, if I could write like an author, any number of the Korean or Japanese ones. Any number. I thoroughly enjoy their style. I just do. I like how they look at the human brain. I would love to write like that. To really like just rip open the meat of what makes the human human and look at all of the dark parts of it. Yeah, I would love to write like any number of them. I love that you guys are giving me questions. If you were an animal, what would you be? Why don't you all answer that? Why don't you all answer that? Put in the comments or put in the chat. What animal should I be? I'm thinking some sort of rodent, like a chipmunk or something. Yeah, I'm thinking like some sort of like rodent of some sort. But yes, please put in the comments or the chat. What animal do you think I should be? God, that might have been a mistake. Let's see what we get. All right. Love that answer. I never knew how to act in social settings. Yeah. Yeah, me either. It's if you guys could see, like I have nervous tics a lot. Like sitting here, I move a lot. Like I like to pace and stuff. So yeah. I think I would like to not have that. Any author I meant. No, that's okay. Yeah. I think I got you. I got you, Frosty. Yeah, really any like Korean or Japanese type author. I love their style. I love their style. Lauren, not a fan of kombucha. Texture is weird, but to be fair, I like trying new things. Honestly, I would tell if you ever get a chance to try like homemade kombucha, if all you've ever had is the store type, give homemade a whirl because there is a difference. It's not near as tart to me, at least the way I made it. It's not near as tart because it doesn't have to have like citric acid to sit on store shelves because it's going to ferment further unless something stops that, which is, I mean, it's understandable. They have to do that for like the SG kombucha and stuff that you buy in the store. They've got to stop the fermentation process. Otherwise, you'd be churning out bottles left and right. So if you ever get a chance to try homemade, do it. You might like it a little bit better. Oh, a squirrel. Well, thank you. That'll fit. I knew it would be some kind of rodent. Squirrel is a good answer. I can see it. What? Excuse me? I'm just kidding. I can see it too. A squirrel. Okay, we'll go with that. Well, while y'all think about other creatures, I'm just glad somebody didn't say like crawdad or something. Let's see. Oh, let's answer Sam's question. What are your sun, moon, and rising astrological signs? I had to look this up. And honestly, Sam, I should thank you because in your like book tour video, you had that God, I should have brought it. It's like right over there. You had that book of birthdays. I think it might be called that, the big book of birthdays. I have that book. Um, when I had to like learn about star charts and all that. So I dug it out and I looked myself up and all of my other friends because I just spent about 20 minutes looking through people's birthdays and reading about them. Uh, so I am a Taurus sun, a Taurus rising, and a Pisces moon. And I tried to look this up because I don't really follow any of that. But I looked it up, and the best I can tell, it means that I am stubborn as all get out, but I cry a lot. And I've never felt more seen. So yeah, I'm a Taurus, Pisces. So you put in the comments, Sam, if you know more about that. Pretty much all I got from it was that means I'm stubborn as hell and that I'm really emotional because Pisces moon means that I'm emotional. Yeah, something like that. So we love a Taurus queen. All right. Well, I've always known I was a Taurus. I just didn't know the rest of it, really. Let's see. Any thoughts on the book House of Leaves? I want to read it. I want to read it because it's so, like, I guess, controversial. I would love to read it. Yeah, if I ever get a chance to pick it up, I probably will. I'm also Taurus sun. Can definitely see you having a Pisces moon. I'm curious why, and if it can't be put in the chat, message me because I'm curious. I don't know anything about this. Oh, 100% Pisces here. Okay, all right. Again, I don't know anything about a lot of this. I just know like what I was reading. I do know about like the time periods and stuff about how the rising sign changes based, I think it's every 15 minutes. It's been so long since I've thrown star charts and all of that. I think it's every 15 minutes based on when the sun was rising at the moment of your birth. I think. Don't go by me. I think. So I was like, well, that's kind of cool that I was a Taurus and that and a Taurus rising. I guess it was just meant to be that I was supposed to have horns. All right. Let's see. I think. Okay, Emily had a question on Instagram. The most unique story you've read this year. You know what? Alex's and Lurking in the Dark. God, Titanium. Titanium. Alex's story, the Bookubus from Lurking in the Dark. Easily one of the most unique. Oh my gosh, so crazy. I can't give you a whole lot, but it involves a cancer diagnosis and a part of your body talking to you. And I was laughing. I loved it. So yeah, probably the Bookubus story and Lurking in the Dark. Shameless plug for Lurking in the Dark, but that story was really, really unique. I really liked it. An Aries. Okay. Well, you know what, Lauren? What's funny is that while I was leafing through that book, I was reminded about cusps and how my brother, best I could tell, is born on a cusp between Aries and Taurus. So it's funny you mentioned that. What's your Chinese sign? William, I know this, and I told you I was meant to have horns. It's an ox. Yeah, it's an ox, and it's the only reason I remember that is because I was like, wow, it's like a bull, kind of. So yeah, I'm the year of the ox, and I remember that because a lot of my students celebrate that. So yeah, it's always meant to have horns, William. You're 1 month after me, so I don't know if you're also a rat. No, I'm an ox. I'm the year of the ox. I think I might be older than you, William. Maybe. Not by much. Let's see. I can map out your whole chart for you if you want. Just message me on it. I have mapped out my chart. Many moons ago, I mapped out my chart. I need to do it again. If you want to do it, I have to look up my longitude and latitude. I don't remember that, but I have many moons ago mapped out my chart. It's fun. It's cute to do. Yeah. But yeah, if you ever get bored, by all means, we can do that. Apart from New Orleans, what are the 3 places or landmarks you'd love to visit? I'd like to go to see the Great Lakes. I would love to see the Great Lakes. The Grand Canyon. I would love to see that. I think that would just be breathtaking. Is it Seneca? Is it the Seneca Falls? I think it's Seneca Falls that I would like to see. Yeah, probably those, because I've been to New York, so I've gotten to see a lot of the stuff in New York, like the Eiffel Tower, shit, the Empire State Building, and like the Statue of Liberty and all that. I would like to go back to New York because when I went in 2003, it was so soon after 9/11 that there were a lot of restrictions on stuff. So I would like to go back just to kind of get like a closer look, I guess. Like we had to stay so far back from the Statue of Liberty and stuff like that. Not to mention I was 17 and probably didn't get as much out of it as I would now. Most insane out of this world book you have read. The Children God Forgot. Just off the top of my head, The Children God Forgot. There was an explosion of poop. There was an explosion of poop in that book. It was real weird, but it was fun. It was such a good ride. Now, it truly to really drive home the definition of weird, probably the John Dye's books, because they are real weird. Talking about like a meat man looking for a cell phone. I'm not joking. Cockroaches attacking cars. That book is weird, like in every sense of the word. But for me, probably The Children God Forgot. That's the one that pops into my head. How many books have... No idea, Lauren. I have no idea. I don't keep track. I don't even think my Goodreads would tell me because I think that would keep track of last year too. So yeah, no clue. No clue. I'm not very good at keeping up with stuff like that. Chinese minus the rat. Okay, I think my brother was the rat because I think I remember making fun of him for that. When we were kids and we'd go to the Chinese restaurant with the placemats that had the signs on them. I know I can't be the only one that's done that. 1985. Okay, so we're the same age. We're just months apart. Same age. Aquarius, you're the horse. Brother is Taurus, stubborn as hell. Yeah, well, you know, it's. I guess it's just one of those things. I am pretty stubborn when I want something, so I guess that's the thing. I don't feel like I'm stubborn in a bad way. Probably am. I probably am. Niagara Falls is cool. I like waterfalls. I always thought they were pretty. I always thought waterfalls were pretty. There's some small-ish waterfalls back home, like on trails and stuff. Unfortunately, you have to walk like a stupid amount of distance to get to them, but they are quite pretty. I actually, Xander, my dog, we went to one once, and there's a picture because Xander is not a water dog. He's fine. He's a Great Dane. For those of you who don't know, I have a Great Dane named Xander. He's fine until it touches like where his chest curves down. He doesn't like that. And there's a picture of me sitting on a rock in the middle, like in front of this waterfall, and I'm trying to like coax him out to me, like I'm holding his leash, and he's just standing there like, and he'll come because he'll do what I ask him to do. But I also know what he doesn't like to do, so I'm not going to make him. But I was trying to tell him, like, you can come a little more. It's not going to touch your chest, and it's a funny picture. It makes it look like I'm trying to coax this dog out into the water with me. It's a funny photo. Greetings, hello, Blind Mage, welcome. Thank you for coming by. Let's see. Oh, do my trying to learn more about astrology. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. There's a lot of and this is solely based on what I had to do to answer Sam's question. There seems to be a lot of websites that if you plug in your information, it'll throw the chart for you. Just putting that out there. I don't know how accurate they are. I'm sure her doing it would probably be far more accurate. If you love architecture outside, you say London, Paris, Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires is high on the list just because of that particular style. Yeah, definitely. Madrid is another one that I think would be beautiful for that. Trying to think. Of course, I feel like Paris is all. Oh yeah, definitely. Paris is a given. I also would love to go to Greek, like to see the Greek style. Santorini. Santorini always looks beautiful. Just as a photo, it just looks beautiful. Let's see. My Chinese sign is the year of the dragon. See, that's just cool to say. Like, I'm the year of the dragon. That's just cool to say. Gotta go. Thank you. Talk to you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Frosty. Have a good one. Oh, Gareth's here. Thank you. Well, hey, it's cool. You did it too. We both just did our 500 streams almost back to back, didn't we, Gareth? I have a question. What's your favorite music artist, favorite artist or album? Oh, Gareth, that's so hard to say. We talked a little bit about music. I like so much different styles of stuff, Gareth. Really, the only thing that I've never gotten into in any capacity was bluegrass. I just can't. I like so much different stuff. Literally on my playlist on here, there can be stuff from, well, like Johnny Cash, Joss Stone. Let's just see. We have the internet at our fingertips. Let's just pull it up, shall we? Let me pull up my music playlist. There's only 148 songs on here. Let's see. Joy Division, Killing Joke, Rob Zombie, The Black Keys. Oh, the Black Keys are awesome. The Black Keys, Brian Eno, The Cramps, Nick Cave, Clan of Zymox, Muse, Typo Negative, Manasama, The Woken Trees, Skillet, The Pretty Reckless, Hellstorm, Panic at the Disco, Sugar Cult, Alien Ant Farm, Soundgarden, Korn, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. Yeah, AFI. So much stuff. I feel like you guys get it. I feel like you get it. Let's see. In This Moment, Snow Patrol. Yeah, there's also a lot of like playlists that I have on here too. Sam Tinnez, Alana Miles. I still say Black Velvet is one of the sexiest songs that ever existed. Pucifer, I don't know why I've been on a Pucifer kick lately. Yeah, so, and artists or albums. Again, I'm sorry, Gareth. I really can't answer it. I like so much different styles of music. It's really all depending on what mood I'm in. It really is. If I'm like, I'm gonna hurt you type mood, it's gonna be heavier. If it's like, I'm kind of feeling nice today, it might be a little lighter. So I know that's a cop out. Am I a Broadway fan? I like going to the theater. I've never been to, actually, no, I take that back. I have been to Broadway. When I was 17, when we went to New York City, we saw the Phantom of the Opera, and it was still, I could still close my eyes and see that scene where he is swinging on the chandelier. It's beautiful, breathtaking. And I would absolutely love to see, and I don't follow it, but I would love to see the version of Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah, I would love to see the version of Rocky Horror Picture Show, but the one and only Broadway show I've ever seen was Phantom of the Opera, and it was amazing. It was so good. But I like the theater. There were little theaters. We had one called the Barter Theater, not too terribly far from where I grew up, and I saw Dracula there. I saw Hamlet and a number of others, and I loved it. I love the feel of the theater. Black Keys, yes, they are, and they actually are not. They started not too terribly far from me. I love the Black Keys, and honestly, again, you guys are gonna think I'm insane. So we had to go take someone, I forget what it was. We had to go to the theater, and I was walking by, and I heard "Chop and Change" from a movie. Guess what movie it was? It was one of the Twilight ones. And I loved the song. I heard Chop and Change playing, and I was like, I've got to know what this is. I've got to know what this song is. It turns out it was Black Keys. That was my first taste of the Black Keys, was a freaking Twilight movie that I heard like walking by. Loads of great stuff here. I'm a big Soundgarden fan too, but yeah, I got a good picture from that list. Lovely stuff. Soundgarden was great. I loved Soundgarden back in the day. I remember being like 16, just loving me some Black Hole Sun. Odysseus visited the underworld, entering through the river here in northern Greece. If you ever visit Pax, I promise we're going on a trip. You would be the first person that I would call Silver Scribe. You would. I would love that. Absolutely love that. Okay. One of my favorites, since you mentioned the underworld and Hades, one of my favorite stories was Persephone. And to this day, I still think of that story every time I see a pomegranate, because when I read it, and I've read stories since that I don't think it was a pomegranate, but if you guys don't know, Persephone was the daughter of Demeter, and I'm probably butchering these names. You guys know how I roll. And Hades fell in love with her, and he came and essentially took her to hell, and she didn't like it because she was, the goddess of the spring. Demeter was the goddess of the seasons, and Demeter got so depressed when she was off looking for Persephone that everything died, and that's where we get fall and winter from. And so the whole story goes is that Persephone was told she could come back as long as she hadn't eaten anything while she was in hell, and she had eaten a pomegranate and I think swallowed 2 seeds. I don't know. She swallowed a certain amount of seeds, and now that's supposed to be where we get our seasons from, is when Persephone has to go back to her husband in hell. her mother gets upset and sad, and that's why we have fall and winter. And I love that. I love that. I remember reading that story as a kid, just thinking that was so cool. Uh, a lot of good bands mentioned. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to hurt you, type Moon. I love where your thoughts went first. Oh, Gareth. What can I say? Let's see. Yes, Greece is on my list too to visit, wanting to do a second trip to London. I would love to go to London. I mean, just talk about a city with some history. That would be cool. If you plan to get buried in an acid green coffin, I would love to, Mr. Starr. If one exists, I will find it. So well said, Pack. Well, thank you. Thank you, Silver Scribe. Going to see Hands Down musical in April based on those characters. Really? Oh, that sounds awesome. That sounds really cool. Nope, you're saying it right. Her name was Core before eating the fruit, eating 6 seeds, and her name changed to Persephone. Okay. All right, cool. See, it's been so long. Yeah, I always liked that story. I always thought that was cool, like the idea of the origin of, which I like origin stories anyway, usually. But yeah, I always thought the idea of that, just the whole idea of, oh, this Hades, this god falls in love with her, drags her down, and then she misses her mom and her world, and I don't know. I like the whole dynamic, everything about it. All right. Well, I think that is possibly it. Let me make sure that I haven't missed anything. I love that you guys have been asking me questions. Thank you so much. After like the glitch at the beginning about and all that, and then oh no, we do have another question. Okay, Emily. Yeah, we have two more questions. Okay, Emily said, "What's the most unique story, and which book would you recommend to someone just diving into horror?" Just diving into horror. First, I would have to ask what type of horror they like. Like if they like mental horror or if they like more psychological horror. Because if it's more psychological horror, maybe, well, I mean, maybe stuff like Singer, actually, I think would be good. I really do. I think Singer would be good. Let's see, Gus Moreno would probably be good. Definitely not anything like Richard Lehman. Just something like that. Yeah, I would want to know what flavor horror they would before I would really recommend anything. Because I wouldn't want to recommend somebody who thinks horror is like blood, guts, and gore and then send them to Earthlings, for example. I think that they probably wouldn't enjoy their time. If you like blood, guts, and gore, I would probably think like an Edward Lee or something like that. So yeah, that would be hard. I would have to know you. I'd have to know like your flavor to recommend something for someone just getting into horror. And then nondescript human asks favorite horror movies of all time. Again, that's hard to answer. That's really hard to answer. Yeah, I would keep going back to like the classic answer that I always give is Freddy Krueger movies, just because I love that whole idea of someone killing you in your dreams. I don't know why. It's just, it was unique to me the first time. I really liked it. I tell you what, another movie that younger me really liked was Identity. I really liked Identity. I think that was with John Cusack, maybe. I liked that whole idea. Again, it's an old movie, but I'm not going to spoil it. It's kind of got a twist, kind of, sort of. It's kind of obvious to me, but I kind of liked it back in the day. Of course, I loved American Psycho. The whole thing, just the whole thing about it. I know I joke about Patrick Bateman and Christian Bale being cute and all that, but I really love the book and I really do like the movie. And I think that they did a really fine job casting Christian Bale in that movie. Yeah, that's hard to answer. I'm really bad with movies. I'm probably forgetting a ton. In case I don't say in a minute, keep doing what you're doing. Your channel is one of the best out there. Thank you, Gareth. You're so sweet. You really are. You're very nice. Okay, guys. So, oh, Sabs. Okay. Who's your favorite slasher? Favorite slasher. I don't know. Probably Michael Myers. Yeah, probably Michael Myers. Say Jason's fun. Jason's fun, but I don't know. Jason's tired to me. Like, I feel like Jason's like the go-to slasher. So I'm going to say Michael Myers. Yeah, I'll say Michael Myers. And plus, the whole like backstory of him I thought was kind of cool too. So Michael Myers. All right, guys. Well, God, we've almost been at this for 2 hours. It's crazy. Let's see. Ah, thank you, Lauren. Thank you so much for coming by. You did some great questions too. Thank you. Ah, I'm going for my tea pack. Okay, Stephen, thank you. I know we've been going forever. Thank you for hanging out. I still can't believe there's 14 of you here. Oh my gosh. I could cry just the fact that you guys want to hang out for this. Let's see. I'm just doing a quick, making sure that I haven't missed anybody. I don't think I have. I think I got everybody. All right. Well, that was more fun than I thought it was going to be because I really thought I would just be boring as hell for all of you. Uh, and thank you for hanging out despite the fact that I had so many like crazy things happen. All right. Anybody have any questions here at the end that we haven't? I feel like we've talked about everything by now. Anybody have any questions at the end that you'd like to ask? I'm an open book. But shh. All right. I don't blame you. We've talked about everything under the sun. Well, I'm super excited. I get to meet like Sam's sister and everything. That's pretty cool. Ah, thank you, Super Blomper. I'm so glad you're here. All right. Well, like I said, we've been going almost 2 hours. This is probably the longest stream I've ever done, especially with just little old me. The Silver Scribe had awesome time. Thank you for coming by, my dear Silver Scribe. All right, guys. Well, anybody who's rewatching this, if you hang out for 2 hours, thank you. It was awesome. You are. You are pretty cool. You really are. Well, guys, again, I do want to try to be respectful of y'all's time. I'm sorry it took me forever to answer everything. See, I get on tangents. I knew the minute I saw a question about music and Are You Afraid of the Dark that this was going to be a long stream. Had fun time hanging out. Well, thank you, Nim. I'm so glad you're here. Well, guys, I hope you all... Oh, yeah, it doesn't feel like 2 hours. It didn't to me either. Like, it never does. See, I always get so nervous, and then it never feels like it takes as long as it does. Oh my gosh, MP favorite dad joke. Oh God, I have to think of one that... Oh, I have to think of one that's appropriate. Okay, all right. A string walks into a bar, and the bartender says, "We don't serve strings here. Get out." And he was like, "Okay, all right, fine." So he walks out, and he messes his hair up, and he rolls around in the dirt, and he comes back in, and the bartender says, "I told you, we don't serve strings here." And he says, "I'm not a string. I'm afraid not." You get it? Because he's afraid not. Okay, I have another one. There are 2 muffins cooking in the oven, and one muffin turns around and says, "Man, it's getting hot in here." And the other muffin says, "Oh my God, it's a talking muffin." Okay, your silence is deafening, everybody. And do I need to end on the muffin joke? I feel like I need to end on the muffin joke. Okay. Well, guys, thank you. Thank you all for hanging out. Despite everything that went crazy there for a minute, I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a good weekend, a long weekend for those of you who are celebrating Thanksgiving weekend. So that's pretty cool. So I will see. The muffin joke made me laugh out loud. Good, good. That tells me all I need to know about your sense of humor, Gareth. All right. Well, guys, have an awesome weekend. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for spending part of it with me. And I will see you all later. Is that a string theory? Oh my gosh. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a good one.